There are all sorts of creatures in the world today, and some of them are perfectly tame and nice, but others, well, they're less so. So much so that it would have been very wise action to go and be mindful of them when you do go and see them in the wild or even just on your street. Because to not do that is to invite a lot of problems. So allow us to show you 9 dangerous creatures that you see every day.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video.
Number 9. Dogs and cats. Okay, this one might seem a little harsh, especially if you have a dog or cat yourself whom is very kind and playful. But the truth is, regardless of whether it's a dog or a cat, these are creatures that can be very dangerous depending on their breed, their upbringing, and of course, their overall temperament. While it's very easy to not only see the fun and adorable side of these animals, the truth is that they were wild long before they were domesticated. And even ones you see that appear to be nice and kind and not, evil, well, that might just mean that they're used to their owners, but strangers are a different thing. Plus, as we all hopefully know, dogs are used by police and military for various reasons, and there are even dog species that are banned in various countries. Dogs and cats are willing to claw, scratch, and bite in order to fend off perceived threats. Plus, depending on where they came from, getting clawed or bit can get you rabies or even other things. So yeah, most times you don't have to fear dogs and cats, but just in case, be mindful. Number 8. Bees, wasps, hornets. Moving on to something just about everyone agrees is dangerous, are pretty much everywhere. Let's talk about bees, wasps, and hornets. All 3 of these insect species are known for one very painful thing, their stings. In fact, they're feared for their stings more than many other creatures are feared for their bites. That's not something to scoff at either. Plus, there are instances, especially with bees and hornets, where enough stings from them can literally kill you. And yes, there is indeed a species known as killer bees, and then the infamous murder hornets that were said to have come to the United States just a few months back. And while you don't have to fear death from all of them, you do need to be mindful every time you hear a massive buzzing sound. Number 7. Snakes. Going to something you might not see every day, but could indeed be around you at any time, snakes are a very dangerous species just on the whole of them biting you if they feel threatened. Now, to be clear, many species of snake are not dangerous in terms of their bites causing long-term damage, but getting bit by a snake frickin' hurts. Plus, depending on where you live, there are snakes that are venomous and they can be just about anywhere. They could be hiding in the grass, under a log, in a tree, in the water, and more. Just about every major area of ecosystem, save for extreme cold areas, has snakes, and thus they can live just about anywhere you live, even if you don't realize it until it's too late. Number 6. Sharks. A known terror in the oceans, the reason that many people are afraid of sharks is simple. They're everywhere in the oceans and sometimes in rivers. They come in many shapes and sizes, and while some are fine with not hurting people, like whale sharks and basking sharks, some seem bent on doing nothing more than terrorizing humans in the ocean, especially near beaches. Which is, of course, a place where people not only like to go, but like to live near. Who hasn't wanted to live on a beach and enjoy themselves pretty much 24/7 outside of hurricane season? And as sharks have shown, they're all over the world and don't just live in tropical areas like some might lead you to believe. No, sharks are everywhere in the oceans and beyond. And if you're not careful, you'll be the next shark attack documentary on Shark Week. Number 5. Mosquito. Mosquitoes are an insect that just about everyone wishes would go away for all sorts of really good reasons. They're small and annoying, they have a terrible buzzing sound that you only hear when they're close to your ear, and the thought of them draining your blood quite literally sucks. But in truth, they are a creature you need to be aware of, else your health might suffer. Because while the main goal of them biting you is to get blood, they can also infect you with a whole host of diseases, as mosquitoes are perfect carriers for these diseases via their ability to siphon off blood from victims. You might recall that this is why the West Nile virus was so disturbing, as it was mosquitoes that helped transfer it all over the world. To further show how dangerous they are, it's estimated that 700,000 people a year die via the diseases transmitted from mosquitoes, which can range from the West Nile virus to malaria, to yellow fever, to dengue fever, to filariasis, to Zika, and more. As if that wasn't enough to be disgusted by these bugs, they can actually sense the blood that you have in your body, to the extent that they know the type of blood you have, and if it's their favorite type, you are on the menu. Number 4, jellyfish. Jellyfish are another species where you technically don't see them every day, depending on where you live. But for a majority of those who live on the cusp of the ocean, they are a threat, especially in areas like Australia. But to be clear, the thing you really have to fear about jellyfish are their tentacles. Jellyfish stings are painful, and getting too many of them can be dangerous on a whole host of levels. In the best case scenario, you'll just have a sore body part. But depending on the jellyfish itself, you might be in danger of death, because some jellyfish have venom in their systems and their stingers. The box jellyfish, for example, is one of the most venomous creatures in the world and has been known to take the lives of nearby swimmers and divers, especially since they reside just off the shore of some beaches in Australia. Number 3, ticks. There are some insects that you are supposed to know are dangerous from the outset, and the tick is definitely one of those bugs for a very basic reason: disease. These insects are tiny, yet can cause people all sorts of illnesses and problems without them even knowing that they're there in the first place. Ticks are nasty little bugs that will bite you and then literally burrow into you so that it can suck your blood, which makes them sound like mosquitoes, but it's honestly a bit worse because they can carry Lyme disease, which can be fatal to humans, and they don't need to get an infected host to get that disease. What's worse though is that ticks have a saliva that makes it so they bite you and you won't feel it one bit, which will leave a nasty surprise when you do see one digging into your skin. This is why fields that are known to have ticks have signs warning you about them, because they don't want you to get hurt by them. Number 2, spiders. Spiders are usually called bugs, but they're not. They're arachnids. What's more, they're arguably more dangerous than most bugs that you see, because just about every single species of spider can bite you. What's worse though is that many species have various kinds of venom that can cause all sorts of problems for you. You've all heard of the black widow, of course, but that one honestly is not the most dangerous spider out there. There are species with venom so powerful it could kill you in minutes if you're bitten by them. Plus, because of their size, they're not always the easiest to spot, and since they live in nature, they can be hiding in various places, putting their web in things that you'll walk into, and so on and so forth. Now, like insects, you don't have to fear all of them, but a spider bite can be bad depending on the species and how your body reacts to them, so thus, be careful. Number 1, humans. Yep, we're going dark on you for this last one. But sadly, it's a dark truth that just about everyone watching this video knows. Humans as a whole may be some of the most evolved creatures on the planet, but in many ways, we are still animals. We have base instincts that we follow, we have a desire for things that we want more than anything, and of course, we're willing to do all sorts of things to get the things we want. Consequences be damned. Yes, again, this is a very dark look on humanity, but history has proven time and time again that humans are known to be violent, bloodthirsty, elitist, and willing to go to extremes. If you don't believe us, look at the United States over the last several months. A brutal murder led to protests and riots and even more violence by those who looked down upon those who spoke up against this injustice act, because they thought the people protesting were animals when it was actually the other way around. Humanity does not have a great track record in terms of doing things peacefully, and usually peace comes at the end of a lot of violent action. Wars are a great example of this. Plus, sometimes people just break bad and go crazy and do things that are random and animalistic. Now, yeah, we're not saying that all of you are in danger right now because of humans that are right next to you, but you never know. So, what did you think? What did you think of this look at dangerous creatures you might just see every day? Which of these creatures do you already openly fear? Which ones do you hope you never see the wrong side of? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.
A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.